Hi, my name is Olivia and today you'll be learning how to cook a Rogan Josh recipe. So this is a Kashmiri recipe. We'll make it with lamb and we'll create a Rogan Josh paste from scratch. We'll use the food processor, we'll grind some spices in it. It's going to be delicious. A great recipe to learn to cook, a great recipe to impress your family and friends with. Let's get started. So let's look at the ingredients needed for the Rogan Josh recipe. And as you can see, I have a lot of spices here. So obviously if you're an experienced chef and you have these spices at home, that's great. Otherwise it will make a long shopping list, or otherwise if you get it with us, then obviously you don't have to stock up on all these spices at home. But we'll need some turmeric powder. We'll need coriander seeds. We'll need cumin seeds. We'll need some smoked paprika, we'll need cinnamon powder, we'll need some garam masala, some cardamom pods. So we'll cut the pods open or smash them open and use the seeds. We'll need some chipotle, then we'll need some tomato paste, ginger paste, honey, we'll use some ghee, a little bit of soya sauce. So this is all just to kind of bring in the flavors of the sauce. Obviously we'll use some shallots as well. So I've got some nice shallots, some green chilli. We will need some fresh coriander and some Greek yogurt as well to really bring in all those spices and mellow them down a bit and make the sauce creamy. I've got the basmati rice to go with it and a beef stock cube as well. And for the meatballs, we'll use a bit of Panko breadcrumbs, and we've got some fresh lamb mince. All right, so for the meatballs, we'll just use a bowl and put the mince inside together with the panko breadcrumbs and the soya sauce. Again, I recommend you just use your hands. If you don't feel comfortable using your hands, you can use some kind of spoon, but really to get the mixture as smooth as possible, your hands are the best tool. So the panko is basically it's what the Japanese use a lot. It's like a fried breadcrumb, super delicious. And what it's gonna help us is gonna make the meatballs nice and nicely stick together, but also gonna give them a nice crispy crust. And so more you knead it as well, your minced meat, the softer the texture will become, and when you fry your meatballs, they'll be nice and soft. Okay, we'll create meatballs out of this. So I've got a plate here, and I'll try to make them as equal size as possible. This way they will cook equally as fast, and there won't be fights with whoever you're sharing the meal with on who gets the big fat meatballs. And if you have a hungry sous chef wandering about in the kitchen, putting pressure on you and asking when dinner's ready, it's a great activity to give for a sous chef to do. So the meatballs are now nice and round, pretty much equal size. I'll pop them in the fridge for a couple of minutes while I prepare the sauce. Okay, so we'll roughly chop the shallots. And when I say roughly, it's because we'll put them in the food processor, so there's no need to finely chop them, but we'll peel them, cut them in 4-6 pieces. There we go. Then we'll chop the coriander. I'll first give it a rinse, but for the coriander what we'll do is we'll use some of the leaves for the garnish, and the longer stems we'll put in the sauce. So I'll roughly remove the ends, and then the leaves we can use for garnish. Just gentle cuts. Then the green chili. So again, if you love spice, just chop your chili and pour it in. If you feel a little bit squeamish about it, you can always slice it in half and remove the little stones inside, the seeds inside, sorry, which are quite a lot here in the green chili. And if you bring it to your nose, you'll be able to get a gist of how strong this one actually is. But I'm gonna stay quite true to the idea of this Kashmiri dish and leave it quite strong. We can also at this point in time open up the cardamom pods. So if you've not worked with cardamom pods before, you can just use the sort of flat side of your knife to squash it. It will open up the pod, and inside is the magic. So these are the seeds that give all the flavor. So we'll capture all the seeds and discard the pod. Then let's take out the food processor. So really, you can't necessarily make this sauce without a food processor of some kind. You could try your mortar and pestle, but then you need strong arm muscles basically, because you'll need to do it for quite a long time to make it into a really nice paste. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop in the coriander stems, the shallots, the green chili, the cardamom. So we'll put in the ginger garlic paste, garam masala, some cinnamon powder. It's a nice sweetness from the cinnamon and cardamom, nice fire from the green chili and the chipotle, so it's going to be a nice combination of flavors. Smoked paprika. Put the cumin seeds. I'm about to sneeze because I can tell you all these spices. straight up into my nose. Coriander seeds. Put the turmeric. And then we need a little bit more sort of pastiness into it. So we'll put the ghee. So clarified butter. Used a lot in Indian and Kashmiri Persian cuisine. And tomato paste. Okay. And then we just need to start grinding it and making it into a paste. Okay, it's looking like a paste. So obviously you'll need to have a little bit of patience and let your food processor do the work, and regularly just scrape the sides, and this is the kind of paste you will have. The smell is amazing, so I can't wait to start cooking this now. All right, we'll leave the paste here and we'll put the rice to boil, and then we'll start frying the meatballs. So we boil the rice. So the general rule of thumb with basmati rice, any rice really, some rices need a bit more water, but with basmati rice in general is the ratio is 1 portion of rice, 2 portions of water. So we'll put some fresh cold water in here. Okay. You can put a little pinch of salt. Cover. So to cook a good basmati rice, you can cover it, or you can actually leave it uncovered. You let it to boil, so you put it as fast as you can, hard, quickly get it to boil, after which we'll reduce the heat, cover it, and then let it slowly simmer for 12 minutes for the rice to absorb the water and for the water to evaporate, and then it will be ready. So now let's get our meatballs from the fridge. They've had the time to cool down, to harden a little bit, and we'll fry them in just any vegetable oil. All right, also the oil is now hot, so we can start frying the meatballs. Lamb meatballs tend to have, or lamb meat has a little bit more fat, which adds to the flavor and to the softness and the consistency of the balls. You'll see they're delicious, they make delicious meatballs. But also fat tends to grizzle on the pan. So, in case you have one of these that cover the pan so that the fat doesn't fly everywhere, you can use it here. All right, let's leave these. There we go. It's an easy way to minimize the cleaning needed after cooking. You want to make the meatballs nice and crispy because they're going to go into a sauce. You got nice brown color. Up, turn them around, and a couple of more minutes, and then we'll add the sauce onto the pan. Okay, we have nice brown golden color meatballs. We'll add the sauce in and put the Rogan Josh sauce on the pan. We will add in water. I'm reducing the heat, right, so it doesn't evaporate too quickly, so you can bring the heat down. We will add the stock cube. There we go, nice stir. Beautiful, beautiful flavors. Really nice. We let this simmer slowly for about 10 minutes before finishing it off with the yogurt and the honey. All right. So let's have a quick look at what's happening with the rice. It's been about 10 minutes. We can't see water on the top, maybe a little bit of water still here at the bottom. So a couple of more minutes. Okay, and then what's happening here with the meatballs? Woo! Very nice. So we can see that the sauce has started coming down, and we'll just finalize it now with the yogurt. So, Greek yogurt. And at this point in time, you can already remove the heat. We don't want the Greek yogurt to separate, and we will mix in the honey. I absolutely can't wait to dig into this. Look at it. Doesn't it make you happy? The sauce is beautiful. Look at it. Nice, thick, gorgeous. All right. I think we're ready to plate. Okay, so I'm gonna plate it like this because I've got guests coming. I'll put my rice into a bowl. The smell is quite nice. Okay, finish it off with the fresh coriander. So what do you think? You've just learned how to make the Rogan Josh with lamb meatballs. Basmati rice, looks beautiful. I'm sure this will impress your friends. Let's taste it first, obviously. But if you like this video, subscribe to our channel and give us a thumbs up, and every week we'll be posting new recipes for you to learn to cook at home. Let's try. The sauce is so good. Bon appetit. Enjoy.